Let's do a show. Doing the setup again. And all the levels hit. All the levels hit. This is the play put out yesterday. I mean, we thought this was going to get covered yesterday. It did. I mean, if you were quick on the trigger, you could have taken this short. But the long was the play. I mean, it just kept going. Rise, retrace, continuation. Just to show you what the system does. Over and over and over again. Here we are on top of the 800 EMA. So my hope is that if I'm looking at a long here, I want it to sit on top of this 800 EMA and continue that rise, retrace, continuation pattern. But here's where she runs into resistance. It's going to be right about here, in my opinion. About 40, let's call it 4766, 4787. Let's get a line in here. You know, they gave you the sauce in the beginning right here. Ran it up. Preset. This is the pre brink, so they got a nice setup to have XRP move up for them so that they can drop it back down through the Brinks box at the open, bring it to its low, spike it, roast anybody holding on to longs that didn't have diamond hands, bring it right back up to do what? Come back down and test their willpower once again, and then get blessed with the beautiful W. Rise, retrace, continuation, all morning. So this is an excellent play. You would have been able to come in, take longs across this 50 with confidence on these crosses, anywhere in here. As this came back, crossed up over the 200, as it came back down in. This could have been your retrace point if you were a little bit more cautious. Maybe you would have waited out to here, but so when I say this could have been your retrace point, is so if you're playing this in the from the EU, you might get the impression of what's happening here, where market maker stops on the dime, doesn't allow price to go any lower after this little run up, comes in. What do? They get right to the 50 only to turn it right back down to come right back up. So if you're in this and you're watching, you may be catching an early trade right here when you see this happen. So, but you're still better off waiting for it to cross the 50, come back. This is the one. This is the main one that you would want to dive into. So that's really the one right there. As it comes back in, touches price, and then just keeps going. Now we're here, so now we're into the bigger pattern. But the top of this move, comes back, breaks it, comes back in, and look where it is. It's the top of the move. You don't have to chase, you just buy the retrace. And even here, you wouldn't have had to chase, and this is the second entry you could get in. Just buy that retrace. Don't let the FOMO get you. But yeah, XRP putting it in. Double top. What do we think? Double top up here? Could be. What's going on? I think it's a little delayed. That's not the right one. There we go. Everything's a little delayed. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's me getting 4 hours of sleep. But man, price is on the upside. Let's check in on our PEPE coin. Man, we're getting PEPE'd, huh? That's why this is fun. I mean, same pattern, guys. Same exact pattern. Did just what we're doing over here, except, we did 12 hours later. Guess what they didn't do? That's right. They didn't mess around with this wick down here. I'm hearing like a lot of bull trap talk. Bull trap, bull crap. But I mean, it could be now. This was fast. You don't have good retests on levels. I would be concerned. Options expiration Friday. Moves like this getting recovered in 3 minutes. Where's the 5 minutes? Still in bullish control. Yeah, you can actually wait on that. You can wait on that call, my man. Looking healthy. What kind of move do we have? From the EU Brinks, 13.3% on the move. And I mean that's the move. So let's be real. First retrace, still 12%. I mean this is an easy breezy 10% move. Even if you just sell the 800, you know, if you were to come in here and say I'm taking 800 as half, which would be a great strategy on a play like this. You know, that's 5% raw price. And then even if you were late to the game and you caught the retrace off this 200 right here, after it went up, came in, tapped, you got 2 chances at that apple. That is 3%. So PEPE is blessing us with, some really good moves. I don't know. I probably wouldn't be taking this long right here, though, to be honest. I would have wanted it to dive in deeper into the CMA. Yeah, Brad. You'd want to try to catch this out here. You could, obviously. Look, I mean, if you took it, if you were paying attention to the charts, you might be able to grab this. But this is a tougher one to identify as getting in as a long, because you don't get any action at the 50. You just be chasing really on something like this. So you'd have to be in earlier, unless you're a maniac. So let me get this out of the way. But right now, so what do we do now? It just, once it got into this range, it just ate it apart. So I think it's going to come back into here to trade though. If it can't get out of here, if it can't escape, where were we? What do we move? M2, M3. M2, M3, just below the M4. Yesterday's daily high, attacked it, went right after it. Well, we're going to see if we have interest up here right about now. Market makers coming in. The call was the long, man. It was the long. In the end, it was to just hold it, right? But for our purposes, I mean, this is what I was looking for right here. This 1.6% raw price move. I mean, you're playing 50s. That's 50. Easy 50% is 75%. But for this play right here, perfect. I mean, that was 25%. Get on out, baby. Get on out. You were looking for the bottom of the wick. I mean, came right up into this area. Almost hit the top of my box. Before promptly rolling over, which this stopping candle would have been your clue. These crosses that started 10 over 21s, 5 over 13, 10 over 21, that would have been your next clue. And just like rise, retrace, continuation to the upside, look what it does to the downside. Dump, retrace, continuation. That looks pretty good. You don't have to be exact. Not yet anyway. You could tighten this up later, because this just looks like, this is a green candle. This looks like they were dancing around here to induce, trades to the downside to take away your XRP. What do we look like here? Yeah, these weren't even strong candles. So sometimes it gets a little arbitrary how you draw these out, because we're not using this here, right? If we do, I mean, it cuts all this out, right? So you kind of got to get like a best fit scenario here. So what do we do now? You know what we do now? We wait for Mr. 800 to get smacked. Now, and if you say, okay, well then why not take the trade? Well, 0.6% is enough for you, then sure, you take the trade. But what's the downside? What gets you out? Let's so if I were taking a long, because this isn't bad, it just came in and retraced right here. You would ultimately wanted to say after this candle closes, you would probably buy around here. You're coming in again. So if you were to take this long right here, which I probably would not, I would not right now, not after this aggressive move, but if you felt the itch, right, really, I mean, your best bet is the 5 minute. Stokes is going halfway, staying above 50 read. What's the one look like? One's diving down, but that's okay for now. It's the 15, 30. And you got to do this too. You got to do your check downs, right? You got to play this like it's the Super Bowl, because the last thing you want to do is throw in the coverage right about here, because you think it's a long. The 30-minute breaks down, crosses the 50, RSI goes into bearish control, and before you know it, this thing's trading back down. 46 cents. That just knifing through the 50 EMA down to the bottom of this cloud, and you just want to murder yourself. All right, because it just all it wants to do is come in and just touch this line and then go. All right, so this is what you got to be careful of. I probably wouldn't be taking the long at this moment, right? Even though this gets difficult, right? At this time. But so hypothetically though, if you were able to take a long, if you felt like you needed to take this long because you see this as strength, I don't. I see this as a double top, and I see price coming into this EMA cloud and starting to get stuck, bouncing too deep. This is okay if it wants to come in, knife, and get on out. It needs to do it though. It needs to stay and hold. So if your principle is that okay, this is going to hold 0.13, 0.12 point, that's okay. This is actually not bad, because you could use the 800 and say go further down if you wanted to make that commitment, and that would be your stop loss, and you say I'm running it up to here and get my full percent. But really what you want, I'd be going up here. This is the long I would be looking for. Risk ratio 2.95, not bad. Let's look at XLM. XLM just gave it up. We were looking at that yesterday to break through this box, but boy, having this box here would have been helpful, because after it played with the 800 EMA, this is a 2 minute, because the 5 minute is probably going to ping right off it. Oh no, it's a little lower. A little lower. So yeah, this is where I was talking about price. Maybe just curl over and come back into this 800, or spike up, spike down. So it looks like not necessarily strong spike up, but it was a slower move. I thought this could happen. Last night, if it was going to do that, it was going to do it on the Kong, rip it down and start messing around with this 800 EMA. Potentially recover this, but nope, they held. And that's the thing, like you build a narrative based on what price action likes to do, and then you have to watch and see how it reacts with these EMAs. And what it do, it gave you the rise, retrace, continuation. So EU Brinks gave a signature that this is probably a high limit right now. I'd be looking for, if price is going to go higher, it's going to have to attack that range and do work, but kind of looks like XLM is, right here, 5 minute bearish control. This is going to go down. XLM's heading lower. How low? Probably, I would just not very. 200 EMA. 200 EMA right here. Hide you. So 200 EMA daily open is what you would want for it to bounce, and even here. So if it came in here, you'd want to follow it, this trajectory tap daily low, get on out. Perhaps they come in to, if they're this close, market maker, you might come in and take this liquidity before he goes. So drag that down like something like that. If price comes in. So you got 800 daily open. You could argue this is probably a good horizontal point. I mean, yeah, these are high volume candles, so anything right around here is actually should provide some decent support, good bounce point. So 1, 2, 3, 3 good bounce points right in that area. You are moving it down from the M4 into the M2 if it comes in down there, so you have to watch, because then it may want to park itself and trade. So you would want it to bounce here to keep its bullish posture and keep going up right now. Waves, look at waves. Waves played perfect. Waves played right into the channels, and they were tight too. I was surprised that it just obliged. Like an inverse head and shoulders, a little sloppy, but you know, this is a signature week. Like, it's a W right here, and this is a signature I look for a lot, man. The W bottoming. It held, didn't break below, happened at the brinks, which is also nice, gives it a lot of you know, a lot of eyeballs are on it. Stopping candle, rise, retrace, bang, big continuation. Again, and another one too, they tried to shake you out before it. This would have been tough to play. This is the 15. Let's see what the 5 looks like. Oh, I didn't know it made it disappear like that. Would it have been tough to play? Would it have been tough to play? Rise, reach, not 89. 89 came in, crossed the 50. So, you know, once this, yeah, you would have been looking at this, get a candle. You could have, you would have had to buy in this green candle right after here. But yeah, right in that area you could have bought. So market maker makes his presence felt, pushes price out relatively quick, gets it across the 50. You didn't want to buy that. Why? Retraced. Even if you see this happen and it just keeps going, gives you the V pattern play and just goes on up. If you take these all the time, you're going to get caught in a retrace. 60% of the time, it works all the time. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to get caught in this so much that it's just not worth it. So let's clone that bad boy. Drop it down here. Hey, look at that. It kind of aligns really well, huh? Interesting. Then what do you got here now? You got a little bit of a point of control. And that was just, you know, built that without even trying. Here's a daily open. That gives you a good bounce point. I don't like this action, this spiky action here. Same with this candle. This is just a stopping candle from the top side. They contain price. Oh wow, right at my line. Okay. So they took basically half the move back and they paused. But what do we got? Rise, retrace, continuation. Rise, retrace. What are we gonna do? Looks like it's continuation, gang. You know, if I'm just came up, what we want to see is it hold. It may come in and rattle around here. Daily open, mess around with that. 50 will flatten out by that time, so it has license to come in here a little bit, sit on top of the cloud again, and then start working its way up. That's what it could do. That's if we're going to hold on to some of these gains, only up 0.4%, and it may want to try to catch up to PEPE at 12. You know what I mean? And that would mean 5 minute 800. Come on, gang. Gang, baby. Gang. Thursday, 1, 2, 3. This is the move. This is move day. This is moving day for the market. Wednesday reversal. So it's going to be continuation. Where'd New York sell? Wow, New York sold from up here. New York sold waves from up here. This is the New York session. They traded all up in here and then dumped. 800 EMA is my target. 800 EMA on the 5. Not up here though. This box already here. It's got to clear the box. These lines are already here. It's got to clear the box, and then your next significant point is going to be just above it too. So you're going to get pinned at 202. So as price chugs along on waves, if we stay bullish, market stays bullish, or Bitcoin stays bullish and gets on top, this 800 is going to scream, start flattening out. That's what I expect it to come in. Hopefully get up in here. I'll mess around. I mean, there's waves. I could, do one of these. Who knows? What else we got? Where are we? On SNX. All right, it's going after this area here. Then it's going to have that high to deal with and that high to deal with. Big volume event right in this area. This one's going to be important. Once it gets up there. These, yeah, that was a pretty good one too. So, I mean, did work on the ones that could. Move fast to the ones that it could. So here, I think the move might be done. Yeah, so we went from mid M1 through the M2, M3. It could be settling in. I would look for price to trade in this range right now. Come back into the 50. I don't know if it's going to be able to hold up here. If it's not going to hold, what it's going to do, in my opinion, it's going to break higher. It's either going to break higher or it's going to settle in and trade here for a bit. That's my call. So let's see. I would either look for and this is last week's high. And it's going to have to punch it. If we want to get through this. Yeah, you're going to want to see strong. You're going to want to see strength. Get up on it, out of here and stay up. Otherwise we're going to, I think maybe what's more probable after a 12%, 13% move to the upside. Yeah. Okay. What's reasonable would be to chop around in here for a little bit, resolve itself, figure out what Bitcoin's doing, and it could be either way. I mean, we could be coming down here to retest the 800, but I don't think so. It's pretty quick. Doesn't need to come in that fast. How long are these? 9 a.m. Well, 12 hours. Yeah, these look like 12 hours to a full day. It can elevate, stay away from the 800. This is a long one. And I wanted to touch. Took it 3 days to touch again. So we're just out of here now. So I think you got time away from the 800. But you got to remember, it's going to want to come back and touch. Going to want to do it, I don't know. Could do it in 12 hours, which is not 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. Puts it out here. Sunday, the weekend. Who else we got? OP. Come on, man. You want to talk about a perfect play in OP? If you're listening to my video, if you're on the live, you may have been blessed with taking a long right here. A long right there. Perfect. Boom. And just to follow it up, take profits and take the short right here. You're welcome. Thanks for playing. Yeah, look at that. I drew this before. This whole thing. I don't know if I drew it all the way down here. I think it was somewhere up in this range. I didn't know if it was going down that low. Rise, retrace, continuation. This is where it would have got you out. Right here, bottom of the box. Then we recover, start working our way through the 50. But what do we do now? We're getting regulated by the 200 on the 15, right up here. But we're coming into for an attack right now. Price can sit up on top of it. I mean, we're just going to go up into this. We're going to go after the 800 up here. 120. I think next stop could be 126.5 to 127. Seems reasonable on here. All right, and then what else do we have left?